Most people start reading the Bible and quit within a few days, not because they don't care, but because they don't know where to start or how to keep going. So if you've ever told yourself, this year I'm going to read the whole Bible, and then stop somewhere in Genesis, this might change everything. Because the problem is not discipline, it's the approach. Let's be honest. The Bible is not an easy book. It's long, it's layered, and sometimes it's confusing. You start with motivation. Then you hit long genealogies, laws you don't understand, names you can't pronounce, and suddenly you're stuck. And once you stop for a few days, it becomes harder to go back. That's where most people give up. So here's the first shift. Stop trying to read the Bible like a task. Start reading it like a journey. Because the Bible is not just one book, it's a collection of books. Different writers, different time periods, different styles, history, poetry, letters, prophecy. If you read it straight from start to finish, without understanding that, you'll burn out. So here's a better way. Instead of reading it in order, read it with balance. Mix the Old Testament and New Testament. For example, one chapter from the Gospels, one from Psalms, one from the Old Testament. This keeps things fresh. It gives you both story and reflection. And most importantly, it keeps you engaged. Now here's something that changes everything. Don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. Most people fail because they think, if I miss a day, I've failed. So they stop completely. But reading the Bible is not about streaks, it's about returning. Even if you miss a few days, just pick it up again. No guilt, no pressure, just continue. Let's talk about time, because this is where many people struggle. They think they need one full hour, so they delay it, and delay becomes avoidance. But here's the truth. You don't need 1 hour. You need 10 minutes. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day, over 1 year, is enough to finish the Bible. Small steps, done consistently, become something big. Now here's another mistake. Reading without understanding, because it's easy to read words, but not absorb meaning. So instead of rushing, pause. Ask simple questions. What is happening here? What does this show about God? How does this apply to my life? You don't need to understand everything, but even one takeaway makes the reading meaningful. Here's something else most people overlook. Start with the right books. If you begin with the hardest part, you'll lose momentum. So start with something relatable. The Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. These are stories about Jesus. They're easier to follow, more engaging, and they give you context for everything else. Now here's a powerful mindset shift. You're not reading to finish, you're reading to be changed, because if the goal is just to complete it, you'll rush through it. But if the goal is transformation, you'll slow down. And when you slow down, you begin to see things differently. Let's talk about distractions, because this is real. You sit down to read, and suddenly your mind drifts. You check your phone. You think about something else. You lose focus. That's normal. So instead of trying to eliminate all distractions, create a simple routine. Same time, same place. Even if it's just a quiet corner or a few minutes before bed. Consistency builds focus. Now here's something deeper. Reading the Bible is not just information, it's connection. It's not about how much you read, it's about how it shapes you. Even one verse can stay with you the whole day. And sometimes that's enough. So if you're planning to read the whole Bible in 2026, don't overcomplicate it. Start simple. Stay consistent. Don't rush. Don't quit. And don't expect perfection. Because the goal is not to read everything fast. The goal is to keep going. And here's what happens when you do. Over time, you begin to see patterns. You understand more. You connect the stories. And the Bible stops feeling like a difficult book and starts feeling like a living message. So maybe this year is not about trying harder. Maybe it's about starting differently, because finishing the Bible doesn't come from motivation, it comes from rhythm. If you're ready to start this journey, comment Amen and follow for more Bible wisdom that helps you stay consistent and go deeper.